Hello, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. We're probably going to be playing some marathon some point today, but I do also want to do this little puzzle box thing that my parents got me for my birthday. So we might do some of this as well. We'll see. It's just going to be a relaxed bank holiday stream. So we'll see how everyone's doing and how many people we get in. And then we'll see what we're up to. See what we're doing. I can see a couple people have already hopped into YouTube and Twitch. Come say hi. Jochi, thank you very much. Jochi, thank you very much for your subscription. I need to sort out my audio apparently because I didn't hear that. And I should hear that, which makes me think sometimes I need to like learn to monitor stuff again. Oh no, maybe it's because I'm not in that thing. No, it should be fine. Alerts. There we go. Oh, I did hear it. It's just I didn't have my alerts on. That's fine. I need to just add in my alerts thing. Add alerts. Add source, scene, alerts. There we go. And then I'll just make it small so it's not actually on the screen, and then we're done. Yeah, that's all good. Go find a thing. Monitor only. Perfect. I just wanted to make sure that was working. Hello, love longest distance. How's it going? But yeah, thank you, Jochi. How have I been? I've been pretty good, thank you. I've been doing all right. I've been enjoying playing Marathon. Glad to see a couple of my videos picking up a little bit on Marathon, which is always like the dream, you know, when you're trying to change to a new game. It's nice, like, seeing the curves go up. I did a Marathon tips video that I was like, oh, didn't start off very well. I only had like 100 views for the first day. But now it's up to like 4,000 or 5,000 and it's like going up. So that's nice. That's a good start. But yeah, right now I'm kind of intrigued by doing, let's show this thing. This is this puzzle cube that I've got. How are you doing, Jochi? My parents bought me this, and I'm always intrigued by doing some puzzles. So I thought what I might do is have a go at doing it on stream. We'll see. I'd quite like to get this keyboard out of the way, actually. Let's see if I can do that. Thank you. Let's move this out the way a little bit. At least as out the way as I possibly can. And then I can put this here, put the mic out the way. And then, yeah, hopefully we can do this. Hello. Yeah, we're just an hour behind you. We're not too long. Whereabouts in the Netherlands are you? We've been to the Netherlands so many times. It's quite, like, easy for us to get there. We're actually going there next week. Not this week, but next week. But only very briefly to catch another flight. We're transferring. Hi, Maz. How's it going? Morning, Chris. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's been enjoying their Easter weekend. It's always a bit weird for me, Easter weekend, because it's normally sometime around my birthday. And this year, it was literally my birthday weekend. Is Easter weekend. It happens sometimes. You're near Eindhoven. Yeah. We've been to the Efteling lots of times. Oh no, I meant Love Longest Distance, who was saying thing. But yeah. We've been through Eindhoven while getting from Efteling back to Amsterdam. Rotterdam. Oh, yeah. I do always and ah about going via we can get a ferry from a place in England called Harwich, and then it takes you down to Rotterdam. I've never actually been into Rotterdam though. But yeah. The Netherlands is one of those countries, a bit like England really, where for the size of the country, they have a surprising number of theme parks. That whole area does. First time in my stream, it's a pretty good stream. It doesn't normally start with me doing a puzzle box, but like I said, I got this yesterday. I'm just in the mood to, while we're starting off. Because sometimes I just launch straight into the game and then I'm ignoring people, but this way I won't be. Right, there's a little instruction manual. Does it say anything? Oh, there's instructions in all different languages. Does it say anything that I need to know? It can only be solved by logic. No force, hitting, banging, or external tools are required. Pen and paper could be helpful. Symbols and shapes are useful as well. Okay. Well, we'll see. New puzzle. Yeah. My parents bought it for me for my birthday. I went to see my parents yesterday. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was like, you know what? I might do this on stream. So this is the thing. It's got lots of symbols on it on that side. You can see there. Lots of symbols there. Some sort of code thing, like a combination lock. Something with a load of like switches. And then something else there. So this is something where it looks like we need to balance it. We have to balance this somehow by the looks of it. And there's also a dial here. I don't know what this does. I can't move that dial. There's a slider. Oh, there's so much stuff. So, oh god. This is actually quite complicated. Okay, so that's, I'm guessing, is the lock that we need to, like, disengage, isn't it? That's, like, the thing that we need to disengage. Hello. I wonder if I can run it. If I just... I don't know if I can zoom this in a little bit on it. That's not what I want. No. I just want to zoom. How do I zoom? There we go. That's better, isn't it? What's my main game at the moment? Marathon. By far, Marathon. So, you can see that, can't you? So, it's got a tree. Okay, so I'm going to assume for this, there's like paths all the way through this. So I'm assuming you get a code because you add each thing when you go down a route, maybe. So let's say if I did... Oh, but how would you know which way to go? How would you know which path is correct? How would you know which path is correct? Oh god, I just did something. Maybe that reset something. Oh god, this came out. This came out the other side. What? I just like, this just popped out the other side. There's like a little scales thing. Do I pop this in somewhere again? This came out. Oh, scales is here. So do I like put that over there or something? It's got a magnet on it. I don't know how this works. I got like this, and it's got a picture of the scales, which to me would imply that this is the first step. I don't even know where this pops out of. Did this pop? Oh, this pops out of here. It just like popped out. Oh, you turn this way. Is this to power something? Oh yeah, it does. This makes the box flash. Weird. What's this box? It's just something that my parents got me. Okay, the box is flashing now. I don't know if that's a good thing. So I got this. Which has what looks like a magnet in each side of it and scales, which you would think, to me, would imply that it would be something to do with this. But I don't know. You know. I can pull that out. But I don't know. I can't seemingly do anything with any of those. I don't know if that's doing anything somewhere else. I can turn it. I honestly don't know. Oh yeah, it says start. Okay, so I flicked that and it said start. That was like a button on the bottom that says start. I don't know if you can see it. It's like it says there. It says start. So that's what I did without really realizing, and that popped this out. So I assume the scales are the first one. Maybe. Maybe. But then what do I do with it? I can't, like, shove it in or anything. Okay, that's something to do with it being locked. I can't, like, push these. It doesn't seem. But what do I do with this? There's, like... the fact that this came out and... Okay, this popped out of a hole somewhere. This popped out of a hole... here. It popped out of this. It just, like, literally came out. And it's got this little hole in the middle, which to me... would make me think... Oh, but then that's got weights on it. So maybe it's something to do with this. Maybe this needs to be powered. I don't know. I'm just like trying to generate some power. Does this have lights on it? It's got like a battery. And it's got a thing saying it being light is better than weight or something. Feather is better than not feather. But how do I know what's what? Oh no, I don't want you to look it up, Maz. I don't want you to look it up. That would be bad. I'm not expecting to necessarily do this today. I'm kind of... See, I can't do that puzzle because I can't set anything. I can't do that one. I'm expecting that I have to do this one first. But I don't know... Oh, I can pull these out. Oh, these are like fuses. Okay. I didn't realize I could pull these out. Okay, so I can pull these out, and these each have symbols inside. So I don't know how well you can see in there that they each have... Oh, you can see that quite well. They each have symbols in. So can you see... They're almost like Destiny little symbols. There's like an hourglass, a diamond, a little like shield thing. And then across the circle and, I don't know, a ghost from Destiny or something. So somehow I need to balance these, but I need to know what the weights of them are, don't I? I would need to know how much these weigh. And I don't know how I would work that out. Is it something to do with their shapes? It looks like it needs to be balanced. I don't think there's anything about the fuses. So I can like put these in, and I'm guessing it's like, I'm guessing there's something I can work out about how much each of these weigh. And then if I work it out, oh, then I can put these in like this, maybe. And then this will free up. I'm guessing that's how that works. But I don't know how to tell how much these weigh. Is it like, I don't think these are different. I think these are just like, these are just the same for all of them. So how am I meant to tell what they weigh? Is it like, do I like balance it like that or something? Can I like, oh, I can, oh, I see. I can like tell how much they weigh by using the magnet. I think. I can literally, it has magnets on the end, and I can literally see how much each of these weigh. So I think what I need to do is maybe make it so all the three that I put in here weigh the same amount as the three that I put in here. So if I find, it's like, out of these ones, okay, they seem like they weigh the same. I can't tell. Oh, crap. Do they weigh different amounts? So that would imply that this one is heavier. So I'll put that in the heavier side. That would imply that this one is heavier. This one's maybe medium. Those might be the same, I'm not sure. Oh, and those are the same. So I would say, I think I put one of these in. One of these in each one. No, wrong way around. And then one of these in each one. Is that right? No. No. That's not right. Okay, well, I thought I'd worked that out. I thought I'd figured it. And I hadn't. Is this like, I can use it like this? So if I put that there, is it meant to be that then I can... Like, they just fall forwards. They just fall forwards like that. Surely it is something to do with the weight, because I do think they weigh differently. I do think they weigh differently to each other. But how can I double check? How can I check how much they actually weigh? I need like a bit of thread or something. That's really, really tough. Anyone any ideas? How could I check how much these weigh. Oh, and it needs to have little switches on them. Do the symbols mean something? Like there are symbols inside here. Right, I'll put it that way around so you can see it. Actually, if I just flip this camera around, that'll make it a bit easier for you, maybe. This is how Oasis does it. Flip vertical, there we go. There you go. So now you can see them. Oh, I need to flip horizontal as well. Now you can see it the way I can. So, that's what I can see. There's symbols inside them, but I can't see those symbols anywhere on any of the other sides at all. There's no symbols on the top as far as I can tell. There are little lights there, but there's 4 little lights and I don't know what they're for. So there's these, and then I've got these, which I pulled out of here. And I think you're meant to work out, like, okay, you put this, like, here. And then you can see which one weighs the most. But you can't, like... You can't balance them, really. Oh, unless I do it that way. Is that how they're meant to go? Maybe. Oh, yeah, so that way I can see... Why not? If I put these 2 on, for example... Then I can see... Like, this tilts down on this side. So that one is heavier than this one. Then if I put these 2 on... This one is heavier. So this one is heavier than this one. The left is the heaviest. Okay, then that one is heavier than this one. So are these 2 the same? No, this one's heavier. So are these 2 the same? Ah. Okay, so that one is definitely heavier. But out of these 2, I think this one is definitely heavier. So there's not just 3 weights, there's more than that. Yeah, this one is definitely heavier than that one. So that's heavier than that one. And out of these 2, which are heavier? This one's heavier. So then out of these 2, this one's much heavier. I don't know about that one yet. So let's try this. Like, it was much heavier. Much heavier still. It's hard to keep track of them all. This one's heavier. This one's heavier. This one's heavier. Okay, so it goes like that. And then this one, let's compare it to the lightest one. This one's heavier. This one's heavier. Doing experimentations here. And this one's heavier. Okay, so it goes like that. So that's the order of heaviness of these. Now I need to balance them on that thing. I need to balance these on in the scales. So it's making lots of notes. Last used this notepad when I was doing the Haven's Hollow Easter egg. So assuming we've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we need to make them equal. So how do we make those equal? If we do 6 plus 1 plus 3, we would end up with 10. But then 5 plus 4 plus 2 equals 11. So that's not right. Can we do 5 plus 1 plus 3? That equals 9. But they're going to add up to 21 anyway, aren't they? Because then if you do 2 plus 4 plus 6, you end up with 12. So they don't add up. They don't add up to an equal number. Unless I don't have to fill them up. If I can just do like, if I could just do 1 plus 2 in one of them. Oh, when it goes that way. If I could just do 1 plus 2 in one of them, so that's 1, 2, and then that one's 3. Is that how that works? No. So that's 3. Unless I don't need to balance these. Maybe I don't need to balance these. Maybe I've got to use the shapes. Maybe the shapes are more important. So the shapes, is it how many sides they have? Can anyone see a way? Because all these shapes are different. Can you see a way of saying that these are like, which one would be 1 and which one would be like 6? Can we think of a way that these could be 1 to 6? What do you think, chat? Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. So I'm just changing the Twitch thing, so I'm not actually playing Marathon. I've got a bit into this now. Puzzle box. Oh, I'm not trying out strategy games. That's not true. Is there a... Let's do just chatting. So, how can I... How chat, can I turn this into numbers? Is it like how many different shapes there are? Like, surely the bottom right one would be 2. Maybe the bottom one would be 1. But then which one would be 3? Hey, thank you very much, long distance. Anyone any ideas? How could you make sense of that? How could you turn those into numbers? I don't think it's the number of sides, because they've all kind of got 4 sides in their own way. Good morning, Eminence. How do I turn these into numbers? I need to turn these into numbers. Bottom right is 2, top middle is 3. Why do you think that? Why do you think that? Because of the number of individual shapes. Then why would the top one not be 4? You saw symbols and you saw the symbols and draw somewhere else. The symbols on that, but they're not the same symbols at all. They're very different symbols. And the symbols aren't on the actual things. There's nothing on the actual things. They're completely blank. There's nothing on the bottom. Nothing on, I can't see anything on the top that's anything to do with them. The only thing I can think of is there's like those little lights, but I don't know what that's about. No. See you, Jochi. Yeah, there's nothing on the stick. Nothing on the stick. There must be something about these images that let us work out. But I don't know what it would be. Yeah, but we need to know the order. I think the order is based on what these represent, but I don't know what these represent. That's the problem. The magnets are all plus. I don't know what you mean. What's that got to do with it? Well, we've worked out that all of these are in order by weight. So I've put these in order by weights. They weigh a different amount each. And there's 1 to 6. I thought maybe you would have to balance them so you'd have the same number in the other one, but you can't do that because if they are 1 to 6, you can't balance them out because it's that doesn't make sense. I think the magnets are just how it works. I think the magnets are just how it like knows which ones where. I don't think there's a way to like connect these beyond that. Like I can't like add them on or anything like that. I can't like stack them. I really think it is just we need to work out a number system, that there's some number system using this. But I don't know what it is. Like, is it how many shapes there are in total? So, like, the top left, is that like, oh, it's 5 because there's a middle shape and then there's 4 around it. And then the next one is like 3. Or is it 4? But then how is the next one not 5? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Is it how many, like, angles there are or something? How many corners there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but then there's loads. Is it how many types of symmetry there are? Yeah, Frotworth. Is it how many lines of symmetry there are? But then there isn't one that only. Oh yeah, there's one that has one. So bottom left would be 1. But then top, middle, and bottom right would both have 2, wouldn't they? Bottom middle would be 4. No, then loads of them would be 4. The only other thing I can think of is I am meant to. But no, the symbols must mean something. The symbols must mean something. There must be some clue somewhere that shows how. There must be some clue. I don't think you necessarily have to put all 6 in. Because the way this works is there's like teeth sticking in. So I'm guessing we just need to work out the combination of which ones are. So we could brute force it, really. But that seems a bit cheeky. So I could do like, oh, but then we still wouldn't know which ones they go into. And like I said, you can't balance it because they all weigh different amounts. They all weigh. They all weigh different amounts. They're not like. Oh crap. What did I do? What's that one? It's not. Yeah, they all weigh different amounts. Like this one is heavier than this one, and this one is heavier. Wait. Like this one is just heavier than this one. So they do weigh different amounts. What do you mean use the little stick? Use it for what? Use it for what? Yeah, that's how I worked out. That's how I worked out how heavy each one is. Yeah, that's literally how I worked it out, how top it is. I was putting it on like that and then putting them on either side. That's how I know which one's the heaviest. Yeah. But now the question is, okay, now I know how where each one goes. Where do I put them? Where do I? Yeah, I have sorted them out. That's what I've done. That's all I've done so far. if you do this for a while, this charges up the lights. And then you can put stuff in. I don't know if that's going to make a light go. Right, if I do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to remember this so I don't sort them all out again. 4, 5, 6. It doesn't make any lights appear at the top. I was hoping it would light something up at the top, but it's not. So that's a shame. Yeah, they are kind of like fuses. But yeah, it's not working that way. But yeah, the way I got to where I was already was just weighing them like this and then being like, well, I'll do these two again because I'm less sure about which order I put them in. And then you put them on there. Then you see that. It's like, okay, so that one weighs more. Fine. And I can do that with any of them. And I have now put them in order. And I can see that those ones weigh more. Yeah, I just tried that. I tried turning the wheel while they're in, but they're not in the right place. Like I can't just ignore the symbols that are inside it. The symbols are gonna be like important, I think. So I think what we need to do is to work out how these correspond to numbers. But that's the bit that I'm struggling with at the moment. How do these correspond to numbers? Like, is it how many circles you can make from it? So the bottom right would be 1. The top right would be like 1, 2, 3. But then so would the one next to it. Then the other one would be 2. And then the bottom left has got no circles. No bloody circles. Is it how many different shapes there are? So like Morning, Whitey. Fuses are all similar too. They just weigh a different amount. The fuses all look the exact same, but they weigh a different amount. But I don't know. I really think we just need to work out how these shapes can correspond to numbers. That's what I want. That's what I'm interested in right now. Yeah, it's a puzzle cube my parents got me. I quite like my symmetry idea. Because that would mean that the bottom left one is obviously 1 because there's only one line of symmetry for that. So like that would be 1. But then I've got the problem that all of the others seem to also have like the bottom right one, okay, that's 2, because you could do symmetry across the middle or across the top. And that would also be true for the one at the top. In the middle. And then all of the others would be 4, wouldn't they? Oh no, I mean, I'm gonna play some marathon later, Whitey. I'm just trying to work out how to. I want to solve a bit of this puzzle. First, I need to work this out. What number each of these corresponds to? Is it like how many identical shapes are there? So there's like 3 pairs of shapes in the bottom left. There's 4 pairs of shapes in the top left. There's 1 in the top middle. 2 pairs of shapes in the bottom left. But then there's 2 in the top right as well. 2 pairs. And the bottom right, there's 1 pair. With the arrow, what do you mean the arrow? The arrow's just to show you how to move this once it's done. That's all the arrow's for. Holding this is a pain. I'm gonna move that up there and then take a screenshot. And then we can just look at a screenshot. Okay. Took a screenshot. No, because that'll be how when it's done, that'll move. I'm pretty sure. Longest distance. What we need to work out is how to turn these to numbers. I'm like 90% certain that's what we have to do. We have to work out how these are numbers. We need some sort of system that turns them. Like, is it the number of angles, the number of corners? Or is it something more simple? Like, if you look at them a certain way, they just actually look like the numbers. Morning, Eklop. How's it going? Can you solve this for me? How do we work out? How do we turn these into numbers? Hey, Tony. How do we turn these into numbers? We have 6 weights that I have long hair. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've worked out that they go from the lightest to the heaviest using a little scale, a little magnetic scale. And then I have these slots. Oh no. Can you not play marathon today? Sad times. Where are you off on holiday to? Hopefully somewhere nice. Yeah, I've got 6 slots and I don't know how to work out where to put them. It's got these on them. These shapes. Oh, nice. Haven't been to Cornwall in a long while. What can we do with these shapes? Is there a way to see them turn into a number? Ah, okay. No, the weights don't have any design on them. The weights are all identical, so it's not going to focus very well. There we go. The weights do not have a design on them. They are all the same. There's like little switches in each one that get pushed up. I don't know if that means we only have to push the right number in. I can like turn a thing on the bottom which makes lights come on. There's like a generator. You can see now it's oh, no, I'll put a thing on. So once I've done that, it starts flashing a bit. But the bits on the top don't seem to start flashing. Like they don't seem to be related to the weight one, I don't think. Yeah, the other sides of the cube don't have anything to do with those symbols on. So this one has something to do with the power thing on the top, I think. It does have something to do with weights on the top, but nothing to do with those symbols. There's a clock. And then there's this with different symbols on. Ohms, voltage, amps, and then J's, whatever they are. And there's that. Yeah, Ecolop. That's how it's detecting it, but that doesn't help me solve it. Like, I can't even move anything on the other puzzles right now. I have to start with this one. You have to start with this one. But I don't know how. I really do think the answer lies in deciphering these. I think the answer lies in working out what number each of these are. I don't want people to look it up, Tony. Because then people will just look up a solution, won't they? You know what I mean? That would ruin it. I don't want it to be ruined. I want to work it out. That's the fun of this thing. I feel like it's something like we've tried counting different bits of it and that doesn't seem to be working. I feel like well, that's what made any connections. That's what they must. I think they're numbers. I think they're numbers between 1 and 6. They're numbers, but I don't know how to know which number they are. And that's what I'm trying to do. And it's like I've tried counting the number of shapes, but that doesn't really work. It's not like the number of circles because there aren't any circles in the bottom left too. Yes, because we're not on that bit of the puzzle yet. Longest distance. So like you could do circles in terms of the bottom right one is kind of one circle because it's two semicircles. The top right one is kind of 1, 2, 3 circles because there's like semicircles and then the circle in the middle. That one is, but that's kind of 3 circles as well. The other sides don't have anything for this puzzle, I don't think, Tony. The other ones do not have. The other ones don't have other things to this puzzle. So like, there's this one that's got something to do with the weight, with like feathers, this thing, but you can't move anything on it yet, and there's nothing to do with the symbols. There's this clock which you can't move because it's all locked in with these, so you can't do anything with that, and there's none of the symbols. There's that, but you can't move any of these yet. Oh, I can move that a little bit, but not a lot. I can't move that yet. And then there's this. And then on the top, there's the, I think that's like the final lock thing. And something to do with the generator. And then there's the actual generator on the bottom. But that's it. You assume the weighted magnets don't have any engravings on them. No, they're all the same. They're all the same. The only thing I know about these is I could use this like little scale thing. And this has a little pole that sticks out. And then you could weigh them, and then you can work out how much they weigh compared to each other. So I've worked out that they weigh, these are the weights for them. Oh, what? I don't know what you mean. You have to be descriptive, longest distance, can't read your mind. Are they magnetic? Wait, what's they? So, again, going back to it, I'm pretty sure what I need to do is work out what these symbols are. And it looks like they should be something to do with like a number, don't they? They look like they should each correspond to a number. And if they correspond to numbers between 1 and 6, I put them in the right order, and then this thing will open. But I don't know how to turn them into numbers. Because, like, obviously, we could have, like, lines of symmetry, maybe. That's possible. It could be it could be something, I don't know. Well, I'm just trying to get a thing up so I can draw on them and edit them. So like, no, I don't want that one. Normal brush. Like, it could be like, oh, how many lines of symmetry there are like that? But I don't think it is. Can you make those shapes using the drawing on the other side? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't understand what you mean. What do you mean? The drawing on the other side? Do you mean this drawing? No, because they're just those 4 symbols. They're nothing like it. And those are clock faces. And those aren't shapes. So new. Does something move when I slot them in on the opposite side, on the other side? So this is 1. No. I don't think this is that puzzle. I think this is a different puzzle that we don't have all the pieces for. I think we should focus. I think it's one puzzle at a time. I don't think it's about like combining the puzzles. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. So yeah, I'm thinking like, is that like 1? And then that's like 2, and then that's like, I don't know, 3. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's something like that. Or if it's like said the number of circles, so like that is 1. But then I don't know, then that would be 2, because that's 2 whole circles, then that would be 3. So that would be 3. And then that would be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. That would be 4. But then how would you turn those into 5 and 6? Because there's no circles at all in those ones. I think it's something like this. Or is it just something like... Is it just something like where we have to flip this or something? Like, you know, you can get stuff where it's like, you can do stuff where it's like, oh, if I get rid of this, then does that then look like something? Because they all look like they've got some symmetry. Like, they all look like a bit like it's like... Ignore the little line bit at the bottom, by the way, because that's just a switch. Like, does that help? Thanks for following, Zoin. No thanks, Zoin. I don't think they are. They're just a little bit loose. So just sticking up a different amount. They're all the same size. They just rattle about a little bit. The gears are the locks, so the gears are what would unlock each bit. They're all the same. Morning, Dr. Dynamite. The corners, I think they just have dials on them, so it's like once you've unlocked one, then you can move those, and that'll be like a dial which will release that corner. Because the idea is that you open the box. That's like the goal. Is this like then... Oh no, crap. Didn't mean to do that. Is this like then, like that's kind of one shape? No, I want red. That's kind of one shape. That's kind of 3 shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of 4 as well, annoyingly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's kind of 3, isn't it? Or could that be 2? Yeah, you can go. You can post stuff on my Discord if you want. Just do !_ Discord. Is it how many angles there are? I suppose that... The fact that you can cut them in half like this seems important. You know what I mean? Like, that seems like it might be important somehow. Do do do. Like, in the instructions, it does say the angles are important. I don't know why we would not pay attention to the symbols. Everyone seems to be ignoring the symbols at the moment, which seems like a mistake to me. It would seem like a mistake to ignore the little bits sticking out. I mean, the little symbols and like where, because surely it's just we need to put those in. I mean, the lack of story isn't why I didn't think much of Crimson Desert, Dr. Dynamite. Crimson Desert is just, there's not a lot to like about it. I'm glad you've been enjoying watching it, but yeah, I've gone back to it a couple of times, and it's just like I've watched bits as well. It's just kind of soulless. Like, it's like the lack of story, the lack of polish, the lack of like the combat is super dumb. At least from what I've seen so far. Like, the combat is like there's like three, from what I've seen, most of the time there's like 3 enemy types. And you can kill them just by tapping the same button over and over again. And occasionally there's bosses, but the bosses are very much like just bring enough heals to outlast them. Because they're going to do a load of attacks, and you're like dodge and block. There's so much input delay that you end up kind of like being really sluggish around them. So it's nearly everything I've seen so far is like whenever anyone fights a boss, they just kind of bring loads of soup and heal through it and outlast the boss, which seems really silly. What's at the very top of that side? Oh, there you go. Just like 4 little slots. 4 little slots. I mean, well, 8, sorry. But I don't know. And then there's this little pole that sticks out that I used to balance them on. That I used with this to balance it. Because it's got the same picture on. So I think that's pretty much what that was for. But yeah, in Crimson Desert, like, the world is really uninteresting in Crimson Desert. Like, there's just not a lot of stuff. The quests are really boring. Like, 90% of the quests are just go here and get this and come back. I don't know. There's just, I just don't really get what there is to like in Crimson Desert. I don't think it's a particularly good looking game. I just really like, it's just bland. It's, I mean, maybe it's sort of like maybe it's kind of hitting a similar thing to, you know, I know there's lots of people that really like Arc Raiders and don't like Marathon, and then there's lots of people that really like Crimson Desert, who seem to be a lot of the same people. And it's like, to me, Arc Raiders and Crimson Desert both kind of suffer from a similar thing of it just seems very soulless and bland. It's just like, you know, it's like porridge. It's just there's gameplay, but there's nothing, like, there's no spark in it. There's nothing interesting in it. And yeah, like, some people like that, you know, some people want that. Although apparently they say they don't want that where if Ubisoft make it. But if someone else makes it, they're all over it. They love it. No, it doesn't really work like that, Ecolop. It doesn't really work like that because, like, if you put the things on, and I'll use the first 2 to show you. So you put it on like this. You put them on like that. And then you can put it on there. And you kind of have to hold this out, otherwise it falls. And then you can see. Oh, that's a worry. Why was that one? Okay. Wait a minute, that's. Yeah. You see, you kind of have to hold this a little bit, otherwise it goes out, but it doesn't like... It's just the heavier one goes down. I really think we have to work out the symbols. I don't know why everyone is so against working out what these symbols are. The symbols are everything. But what are you discovering? Dr. Dynamite, like, what's the discovery? Like, there's caves with puzzles in. There's towns where no one will speak to you until you get the quest to go there. There's bandit camps with like 50 bandits in. Like, when in other games, you know, like you could say like, oh, Skyrim's a bit like that, or Zelda's a bit like that. But like in Zelda, the puzzles are all like really interesting, fun little physics things in the last two Zelda games. I don't even love the last two Zelda games that much, but at least like there's some sort of spark within that. And all of the towns have kind of their own interesting stories and little like quirks and stuff. And in Crimson Desert, it's just like a million of the same thing over and over again. What do they mean, Athos? Are you going to tell us? Like, I'm kind of, my experience of Crimson Desert so far, I've admittedly not playing a lot of it so far, has been exactly the same as most of the reviewers I've seen. And a lot of the reviewers have been like, oh yeah, I played it for a while, the combat got flashier, but now I've ended up playing it for 130 hours or 160 hours, and there's nothing interesting. Like, there's there's just more. There's just a lot of stuff, but none of it's interesting. Yeah. Like I said, I think the problem is there's no like, to me, there's no like soul or artistry or spark in it. It's just bland. And like I said, to me, like that's exactly how I feel about Arc Raiders. I feel like Arc Raiders is just outside of like the Esperanza side of it, like the menus and stuff, which obviously you can't wander around, but at least like the way it's kind of presented is kind of cool. Once you get into the world of Arc Raiders, I just find it insanely bland. You're just walking around opening boxes. And there's just nothing interesting in it. It's just gameplay. Of Crimson Desert, not many at all. I really have. I've gone back to it 4 times, and I think I've got a grand total of 4 hours in it. I haven't lasted an hour each time. So I think maybe played 2 hours the first time, and then an hour the second time, and then maybe I've played for like half an hour the other 2 times. I just find it like, I find the movement boring. The writing is god awful, and the voice acting. And it's just, and like when I've watched more of people who are further on than me and read the reviews, it just seems like there's nothing to it. It's just a lot of very, very bland game. And it's like, if the core stuff isn't good, like if the writing isn't good and the gameplay doesn't feel good and the exploration doesn't seem interesting, then it's like, I don't get what I would be playing for. I saw a couple of Reddit posts where people were like, oh, like, what, when people say, oh, it gets better, what is it that changes? So what is it that gets better? And no one seems to be able to answer it. I mean, there's quite a few games where you have to play a bit to enjoy it. But yeah, from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything that I'm thinking like, oh, once I get this, then it'll be good. I haven't seen that yet. But what gets better? Like, what element of it gets better? I know there's something where it's like, oh, you get like a castle or you get like an army and you can send them out on missions. But it's like, that's not, that's not gameplay. That's just something. It's just another menu to interact with. It's just something that you have to experience, and I'm probably good. I mean, every time they release an update, I might go back to it. That's what I've done before, is gone back to it. But it's just, yeah, that core of the gameplay and the combat, the movement, the writing, the graphics, all being so uninteresting is like, There's nothing compelling me onwards in it, other than people being like, "Oh yeah, it's actually amazing. You just need to play 100 hours and then it gets good." And it's like, okay. I personally think this is my cynical opinion. I think there's a lot of people who were already very invested in that game being good and went around watching the trailers and saying this game's going to be amazing. And then it came out and they don't want to look silly, so they just keep on telling everyone it's amazing. That's my personal opinion. And I also think there's a lot of people who have very different taste to me. There's a lot of people, there's people who will spend thousands of hours playing Counter-Strike or Team Fortress or Dota or stuff like that. And it's like, to me, I'm not going to do that. I don't spend hundreds of hours playing most games because I get bored of them before then. Yeah, exactly, Ecolop. I haven't had anyone say like, oh yeah, like, the combat gets much deeper. It's like the combat gets broader, but it doesn't get deeper as far as I can tell. I saw JGod doing videos on like, oh, the elements are amazing, and all it was he could do more damage more quickly. When I've played, oh sure, thank you. When I've like the my experience of the combat so far is I tap RB a lot because then my character auto locks onto enemies and hacks them up, and it's like, okay. But what gets better at tough? What is it? What is there that you don't that it gets better from the first few hours? Like what elements of it? Yeah, I know. I get there's more of it. Although the world, have been saying, "Oh, the world's amazing," and then Jacob was like, "It takes literally 20 minutes to walk across it, like on a horse, not even flying or whatever." But apparently, IGN said it took like 4 hours to get across or something, and it's like it doesn't. It takes 20 minutes. But yeah, it's like I get that it's big, but like the writing is so bad. Maybe we'll play a bit more on the stream, and I'll show you what I talk about. Although I was watching someone streaming yesterday who had a bad time on Marathon. I was watching someone who was playing ranked, and they said that they got killed by cheaters twice in a row, and he was properly like tilted, like properly angry about it. And he was like, saying like, "Oh, there's no point playing ranked; it's awful." And he was being so negative, and I was like, "This isn't a fun thing to watch on a stream. It isn't fun to watch someone saying how much they don't like a game." So I'm a bit reluctant to play Crimson Desert, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, maybe I'll keep giving it a try. I haven't seen someone whose opinions of games I trust saying that it got better yet. I haven't seen like someone who I know has good taste in games, like they like the same stuff I do. I haven't seen anyone like that saying they love Crimson Desert. So that's making me a bit dubious of it. If there was someone whose opinion I really trusted about games being like, "Oh yeah, Crimson Desert's amazing," then I would maybe be like, "Okay, cool." For people who did like it, like Ituff, what did you think of Dragon's Dogma 2? Or Dragon's Dogma 1 for that matter? Because they seem like super similar games, but I don't remember hearing the same kind of fevered support for the Dragon's Dogma games. And Dragon's Dogma to me is like way more interesting than Crimson Desert. Like they do some really kind of new stuff with combat and with like storytelling and the whole pawn system, which sounds bad, but it's not. But yeah, like I wonder why people who play Crimson Desert haven't been talking about Dragon's Dogma. I'd say Dragon's Dogma looks about the same as Crimson Desert, like graphically. I really don't get why, when people have been saying Crimson Desert looks amazing, I really don't understand that at all. I don't get it. Anyway, let's go back to this. How do we solve this? How do we fix it? How do we fix it? Is it something like this? How do you fix it? Is it like how many triangles there are? No, there's no triangles in that. You didn't find them similar? That's wild to me. I have played both of them, and I find them shockingly similar. They're both janky ass RPGs with with a lot of like freedom and not too much direction. That rely a lot on like quirkiness and systems. I don't know. I feel like Dragon's Dogma is easily the game that Crimson Desert is the most similar to. See you, Eklop. Have a good time. I hope the puzzle goes well. Yeah, I'm really not making any progress with this right now, am I? It's because nobody else is trying to help with this. We need to know this. Is it like how many flat bits there are? Yeah, Dragon's Dogma is a bit more like traditional RPG combat. I think the Dragon's Dogma combat's got a bit more depth, especially with like the climbing and stuff, and having like the pawns with different abilities. But I guess you do have a bit of that in Crimson Desert. Like you can assign people to be followers, can't you? I don't know. How do these fit together? How do these fit together? I really want to know how they fit together. I really want to know. This is frustrating me greatly that I can't work this out. I just think it's. I'm like almost certain it just comes down to understanding these symbols and understanding what order I have to put these in. I really think that's like the key to it. But I don't know how to read this, how to understand it. And it's annoying that like it feels like it should be something to do with circles, but these two don't bloody have circles in them. Unless it's like, oh, this has a circle in it, so you put in 6, and then you put in like 1, 2, 3. But that doesn't work. Like, oh, you don't use those because they don't have circles in. What could they be? Like, is it the number of lines? But then how do you define a line? Like, is that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3? Okay, so well, okay, I'm done talking about Crimson Desert. Yeah, I've watched a lot of the. I used to watch a lot of the Chris Ramsey ones. And the answers are in a box. It's this. I'm pretty sure it's this, but it's just how to interpret this. I don't know why everyone seems to be so against the idea that we have to understand what these symbols are. They don't appear anywhere else on the box, so there's no other clues to them. I just think there must be some way of understanding how these correspond to numbers. I think they have to correspond to numbers. Like, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I've got all of the weights in order, and I do that. Like, do you think it matters that, like, this is obviously, like, these are circles. And then, like, this is a circle, and these are circles, and these are circles. But then there's, like, no circles in that one. So I don't think it's anything to do with circles, otherwise that'd be there. But then if it's straight lines, there's no straight lines in this one at all. Thank you. Like, is it negative spaces? Maybe. Yeah, that's what I think will happen, Chris. I'm just going to go to Lou. I'll be back in a second. So come on, chat. What do we do to work this out? I feel like I'm spending too long thinking about counting these things, and that actually there's something more practical. Like, they all literally are numbers, as in, like that almost looks like a T. So it's like, is that 2? Is that actually TWO? And that one of them is like ONE somehow. You know, something like that, like something really different. Is it just continuous shapes? Because then it's like those, that's like 3. But then how are you going to get a 1? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's 5 as well. That's really annoying. It's really annoying that that one is 5 as well. Unless those aren't shapes, and that's actually 2, because that's like 1, and then that's like the outside, and that's just negative space, which is possible. I'm just going to eat my breakfast and then decide what to do about it. Maybe I'm like looking at it wrong, and actually it should be like. No. No. No, I can't select it. But maybe it's more like, you know. And then. And then. And then. And then. Does that help? Yeah, they're magnetic. Yeah. Like, I could brute force it, and I just don't want to. Yeah, the plugs weigh different amounts. And there's a scale specifically to show that. They're magnetic and they weigh different amounts. Hmm. Yeah, so let's go back to things. So we have this. We pulled the plugs out of there. We need to put them back in some order, and then this will move. We have this little thing that's just a little pole that was used to weigh them. On the other sides, there's these, but none of these puzzles work yet. You can't do anything with them. There's a clock. You can't move anything with it. You can't slide that yet. You can't do any of this puzzle yet. Just this. On top, there's a thing. You can't turn it because you need like those locks to go. There's some electric stuff, but I think that's for the electric puzzle. And there's a generator, which if you turn this, it makes everything flash after a little while. So now it flashes. That's it. Oh, well, no spoilers then, Mark. But right now, I'm trying to work out. I've worked out what order, like these weights, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in terms of the left is the heaviest and the right is the lightest. We are trying to, or I personally think that I need to work out what number each of these symbols relates to. But I can't work out what number each of these symbols relates to. This is the weather thing. It's got the battery on it and stuff like that. I think because it's got the battery on, it's something to do with this top bit. Where you're doing something like flicking switches to complete a circuit, but I don't think that's the puzzle we're on yet. I think we're on this puzzle. Yeah, maybe. There is a hints page. I'm gonna look at hints. It says try to find similar shapes or matching symbols across all parts of the box. Similar shapes or matching symbols. Oh, is it maybe... No. I'm just wondering, is it like... Do they correspond to sides of the box? Because there's 6 and there's 6 sides of this. Is there some way they correspond to... So like there's an hourglass. That could be that one because it's a clock. There's a diamond. I don't know what that would be. I don't know how that would work really. There's a spinny wheel. That could be the top middle one. But I don't really know how any of the others would work. But how? How does that help, Tony? I'm looking up the hints and instructions. I haven't actually looked at the instructions for this. So, there's no hints that are super useful. Okay, so there are little hints. I'm happy to take the hints. So it says what can be weighed. Yeah, we've got them. We've weighed them. Yep, done that. Light to heavy. Oh, it says sort them from light to heavy. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Light to heavy. You now need to find out which object belongs into which hole. That's what I was saying. Oh, there we go. It says, can you find the symbols inside the holes somewhere else? Okay, so I do need to find them somewhere else, the symbols. But where? It says, also look for shapes. Like, am I being dense? I can't find those shapes somewhere else. Unless I'm just being really thick. Also look for shapes. Are there like bits that I haven't looked at yet. Oh, this is why I bloody haven't looked at them. I've been trying so hard to like camera them. Can you see it's the edge of these? It's the edge of these. So the edge of those is like each of those shapes. Can you see? The edge of the bits of wood. And because I was always trying to get it on camera, I was doing it all completely flat. I didn't ever look at them from like a weird angle. Look at that. That's clever. That's super clever. So, is that now? So, one is that one. So, I'd put that there. Two is that one. So, I'd put that there. Three is that one. So, I'd put that there. Four is that one, so I'd put that there. 5 is that one, so I'll put it there. And then, if this works, this could be 6. Doesn't bloody work, does it? It didn't work. It didn't work. No! And now I can't remember what order the things are in. I can't remember what order the things are in. Oh. Oh, that's weird. So if you press both those switches at the same time, that lights up. And if you press both of those, that lights up. But if you press both of those, that lights up. What the hell? So, Anna, if you do those two, they light up. Is this binary? Is this bloody binary? Let's keep charging it. Or is it a circuit? It's not binary, because otherwise you'd have 1 and 1. Okay, so that wasn't the order. I got carried away with the order. So, Anna, what did I put in as 6? Which one did I put in as 6? Well, I need to, like, note these down. So, I thought it was 1. I'm just writing these down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, I've taken these out and put them back in order. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then how do I use these lights to work out an order? So lightest. Oh, okay. So this tells you. So that one is. Where is it? So that one is lighter than that one. Oh, so now I need to work out another order. So, okay, so like this is like another scale, so I just need to work out which one's which. So I need to work out which one is. So that is lighter, but it's heavier than that, and it's like that. I need to find one that is lighter than all of them. That one is lighter than all of them. Well, it's lighter than all of those three. So these orders actually don't matter. So this one, which is that one, is lighter than that one, that one. God damn, this is confusing. Right, so let's label these, shall we? So we'll say this is like A, B, C, D, E, F. And so we can say C. No, yeah, C in terms of the weights, C is definitely below D, E, and F. It's lighter than D, E, and F. We know that's true. Oh my god, this is confusing, isn't it? So this one, A, is lighter than D and F, but heavier than E. So A is lighter than D and F, but is heavier than E. No, this doesn't make sense. That's not a good way of writing that. So it would be E is lighter than A, which is lighter than D and F. Morning, Flawless. All right, so B is heavier. It's heavier than D and E, but is lighter than F. So what do we know for sure to be true? We know F is the heaviest, for sure. We know F is the heaviest. Then B is heavier than D and E. And if it's heavier than D and E, then it's also heavier than A and C. So it's B. Then it's E. No, that's heavy. A is heavier than E, but it's lighter than D. But we've got the process, Tony. We don't need that, do we? I don't think it does, the side of the crank. The side of the crank doesn't have any, the back lines don't look like it. We've got a process now, we just need to work it out. So F is the heaviest, then B is the next heaviest. So we've got two of them. Then A. But A is lighter than D and E. But A is heavier than E, but it's not heavier than D. So then D, then A, then E, then C, isn't it? C's the lightest one out of all of those. Yeah, it's that. So what it should be is C is the lightest one, should go in there. Then the next lightest should go in E. Then the next lightest should go in A. The next lightest should go in D. The next lightest should go in B. And then the heaviest should go in F. And it's still not working. Still not working. Have I done something wrong with that math? Did I do the weights wrong? Let me maybe do the weights again. Because I have been taking these in and out and putting them in and out. I'm just going to redo all the weights just in case. So that's... Like, this is quite easy to do. So you say that's heavier than that one. And then you get the heaviest one. And you say... Okay, that one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier than that one. It's heavier than that one. It's heavier than that one. That one's heavier than that. So that goes there. Then I'll get the heaviest and the lightest. Or it might be the lightest. Let's say that one's heavier. Yep, easy. Should we do the lightest one just in case? Oh, so that one's, so this is the lightest. So we can try one more time with the lightest. Let's see, it should be C is the lightest. Then it should be E. Then it should be A. Then it should be D. Then it should be B. Then it should be F. And it still doesn't work. Oh no, it did. It did. It did something. It did something. It moved. But what did it do? It moved. But I don't know what that actually did. Okay, so once you've done a thing... Oh, I'm just skimming through this to see what happens when you do it. Does this free something else, it says? What does it free? No, not that. Oh, this, I think. Oh, yeah, this is free this puzzle now. So I think that has solved that puzzle. It says you should be able to move the first slider on the edge of the box to unlock position. It's slide to the right of the 6 holes. Oh, so I should be able to move this now. Oh yeah, that one's down now. So that's unlocked. So yeah, so now it's this one. So now I can slide these around. And that gives me a widget. So I guess this widget is somehow useful to solve this. Well, we got one done. We got one solution done. That's pretty cool. But I don't know how I'm going to use this to solve anything else. So we've got a little thing that obviously hooks around there. Is that how that works? So this is like, it's got, I don't know how well you can see this. So it's got all of these. I can move these sliders up and down. I have to set them to the right answers for that. And then this bit of plastic came out of there, so I can like kind of like spin that around there, but I don't really know to what end. And there's lots of little dots that it looks like maybe I need to like line up. So I'm guessing I need to like add, at least this one's done. I need to add these up somehow. So you got like V A J or 7 or something, and then ohm. So I would assume with this that what I'm trying to do is like whack that on there and then line something up. So it would go along there. So it would be like that would now be on 1 because I'm going past that, and then V would be on 1. And then when I go to this, do I use this to be like, okay, so I go there? Oh, so that goes that way. That seems to be like, that's the path. So that is A minus. So that would be -1. And then does that swing around to there? So then that would be +1 for that. And then does that swing around to there? So that would be V +1. So that would be up to 2. And then does that swing around? To there, maybe? So then it'd be A -1. So that'd be -2. So then we get it to there, and then we swing around, and that would be +1. So that would be 2. So is the answer to this 2 for V, minus 2 for A, 2 for that, and then 1 for that? Is that right? I don't think so. I'll try and put it flat in case that helps. No, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Why is this so confusing? So, did I do something wrong there? 2 minus 2, 2, 1. So the way I did that was starting off. Oh god, I suppose you could do it that way around as well. Starting off that way, because then you. No, that way. Because then you can, like, line that up perfectly there. Let's start this again. Double check if there's a better way to do it. So you start with, like, 1 on there and 1 on there. Then you go that way, so you lose 1 for that. Then do you have to, like, go up that way, I would have thought. So that's 1. Yeah, that way lines up perfectly. So then is it like you need to. That doesn't work. But that works. Oh, okay, so it's that way instead. And then I'm guessing it's that way. Okay, so this would be 2 for that. And then that one, which would lead to A plus 1. So that would be 0. So that would be 1, 0, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Which means I can now unlock that side. So that's 2 sides unlocked now. Nice. I don't know if, like, it's possible to. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all, really. That one. We've made progress. I feel like there was a way to lock this in. I can't work out what it was. Was it just that? Oh, I can't now unlock this. Okay, so that's just another piece now. I've got no idea. Well, we've done that. I've done 2 sides now. I've done that side and that side. That's locked down. That's locked down. Can't do that one yet. So is that this one now? No, I don't know. Once I've done that, I don't really know how I do the next bit. Because there's 2 sides done. Does that mean anything moves? No. I don't know how to see what the next puzzle is. I can't turn this yet or anything. Well, that's interesting. These little bits that won't lock out now have symbols on them as well. Oh yeah, that's just the thing that you expect. So what can I do next? That's done. That's done. That's just the starting bit. But I can't seem to, it doesn't seem to have popped anything out on it. Luckily, this does have hints for like, how do you pop something out? Next puzzle to solve is one with the clock face on side A. Okay, so there's an engraving inside. It's saying I should have a tool that fits this engraving. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. I can use the magnet or something? Oh yeah, I can turn this slightly using the magnet. There's a magnet here. Is that done? I can like kind of turn the acrylic bits in there. Right, there. I can kind of turn these using this. Right, where's the magnet bit? It's kind of hard to see doing this. There you go. Can you see I can turn this? There's a bit of delay, which makes this very hard to do looking there. But that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, what, has this camera moved or something? There we go. That's like perfectly in line now. Apparently not though. Oh, then can I shove this in? I can shove it in there. And that's pulled this out. Oh. So that popped this out. This little thing. Which has little icons on it that seem to be different shapes. Okay, thanks, camera. Different shapes relating to the previous bits. So each of those shapes is made up of two of the shapes from the first bit. Why are you not focusing? There we go. Can you see each of them is made up of two of the things from this. This. Yeah. So if I say, well, I'm just going to take a picture of this. If I take a picture of this and put it in here, you can see I'm just going to like shrink it down a bit. So that is E and F. That is A and B. That is, and that's 11, and that's 9. That is D and E. That's 3. And that is B and C. And that is 6. So what do I do with that information? Oh, and then on top of the clock, you can see there's like this little code bit that says this is smaller than this, and this is smaller than this, and this is smaller than this, and there's loads of weird little arrows. There's loads of little arrows. So, well, if I take a picture of this as well. So if we're doing it as the numbers, so the biggest number is 11, which is E and F. So that's like E, F, and then the next biggest number is 9, so that's A and B. And the next biggest number is that, which is B and C. And then the next biggest number, the smallest number is 3, which is D and E. Okay. So does that mean E to B? Oh, so does that mean you swap those ones maybe? So does that mean maybe then going back to this, we swap, take B out and put E into B. And then we put C into, so this is B. I'll put them in roughly the places where they are. Then you put C into A. Or do you think you do the whole pairs? It's the whole pairs, isn't it? It's the whole pairs. It's the whole pairs, I think. I think it's you swap the whole pairs in. So I think it's you put D and E in B and C. So you put D goes to B and E goes to C. And then B and C go to A, where A and B is. A, C goes to where B was. Maybe. Oh no, this is so confusing. I'm like lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I've confused myself, I think. Because now I don't know which one's a which. I don't know which one's a which anymore. Sorry, you couldn't really see that. This camera, I swear this camera is like... There we go. That's a bit better. No, not that. Camera. Not that. So I'm just trying to... I need to weigh these again and put them back in the original places, I think. Because I don't know which ones are which anymore. Luckily, they don't take too long to weigh. But it's still annoying to have to do it again. So that one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. If I can find the lightest straight away, that'd be great. That one's heavier. Okay, good. So that's the lightest one. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. Good. That's the second lightest. Those two are done. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. That one's heavier. So that one should be lightest, I think. I'm just going to double check. Yep. Yep. I think it goes like this, but I'll just double check anyway. That's heavier. That one's heavier. So those are right. I should probably like write on these or something, but then that would be ruining it. Right. So it's like that. So that's the order from heaviest to lightest. And then I can put them in where they were originally. So the lightest goes in C. The next one goes in E. The next one goes in A. The next one goes in D. The next one goes in B. And then the next one goes in F. Fine. That's fine. That's how we got there. But now with this, it says DE to BC, BC to AB, and AB to EF. But then what do you do with the other ones? I don't really understand what you would do with E and F. Like, what would you do with F? Does that make sense? Like you're moving them, but you're not like, it doesn't say to swap them, it just says to put them in it. Like if you're, say if you're following this and you're putting B where F is, then where do you put F? Because you're not putting that one anywhere. That's what I don't understand how that works. Let's look at the hints. Puzzle free. Yeah, done that. Oh, there's a clock bit there. There's a clock hand. Can you see that? And there. It says you can let it. Oh, it just fell out. There we go. There's a clock hand. That's probably going to be quite useful. So I can put this on the clock face. So now I have this and I know, okay, so starting with 3, I can put that to 3, but then what? Then it'd be like 3, 6, 9, 11. Does that do anything? But then what am I doing with all of these letters and the shapes? Don't make any sense. Side B. It's saying something about side B now. Okay, so let's look at side B again, which isn't this at all. It's this. Okay, so with this, I can obviously press 2 of the shapes. So am I just working out which ones are bigger? So E and F would be these two. But they don't do anything. What? Oh, so if I press E and F on one side, and then I press D and E on the other side, A and B. A and B is bigger than D and E. Okay, so this is a whole different thing. A and B. This is bigger. A and B is bigger than D and E. What about B and C? Well, I need to charge it up again. B and C is smaller than D and E. B and C is smaller than D and E. A and B and E and F. A and B is bigger. So A and B is bigger than E and F. And A and B is bigger than D and E as well. So you would have A and B as the biggest. Then you would have oh, I haven't done B and C and E and F. B and C is smaller than E and F. So B and C is the smaller. So, but we can't do D and E and F because B and C is smaller. I don't understand. How can I work out? So A and B is small. Oh, A and B is smaller than D and E. Okay. Oh, I need to be careful with this. Okay. Let's get rid of all of these. So A and B is bigger than D and E. But A and B is also bigger than E and F. B and C is bigger than D and E. But B and C is smaller than E and F. So that just means A and B is the biggest, then E and F, then B and C, then D and E. Okay, so I've got a thing. So then do we with the clock? Does that mean we then go to... Oh, so you start from the smallest. So you start from D and E, which is 3. Then you go to B and C, which is 6. Then you go to E and F, which is 11. Then you go to D and E, which is 3. No, then you go to A and B, which is 9. That didn't work. I don't know how you reset this. So from smallest to biggest, it's D, E, which is 3. Then it's B, C, which is 6. Then it's E, F. Sorry, I'm doing all these symbols wrong. So it's D, which is 3. Then BC, which is 6. Then it's EF, which is 11. Then it's AB, which is 9. So it should be 3, 6, 11, 9. Oh, okay, that maybe 3, 6, 11, 9. No. Is it 3, 6, 11, 9? No. 3, 6, 11, 9. I don't know how you enter this. Do you have to get it all lined up first? 3, 6, 11, 9. That feels like that moves a bit more when I do that. 3, 6, 11, 3, 6, 11, 3, 3, 6, 11, 9. No. We've got a thing. We've got like an order. So is it like 3, 6, 11, 9? Ah, there we go. That did it. That's 3 of them done. Oh, that one was done. Why is that not done anymore? Why is that one not done anymore? It was done. That one's done. That one's done. What things did I need to set that to? That was meant to be 1, 0, 2, and 1. Don't know why that's not done anymore, but okay. That's done, that's done, that's done. Oh, now I can do that and it says reset, turn around. What does that mean? What does that mean? Right. Oh, it does say if the side does not move, please check the put in a solve state and a clear credit is in the bottom solution. Yeah, for some reason that one isn't in the right position. I don't know why. Hope I haven't like balked us somehow because that's not in the right place. That's gone down. That's not. That one has. Oh, crap. I think I might have 2. Okay, that one's done now. That one's done now. That one's done now. I don't know how that works. That should be okay. This seems to have gone wrong somehow. What was this? 3, 6, 9, 11. Should be 3, 6, 9, 11. No. So 3, hold on. 3, 6, 9, 11. I feel like I've done something wrong here. This bit should be like turned basically. This bit I should be able to do, but I can't. And it does say there's some like warning that you can end up with this not sliding properly. So that's down there, that's down there. Like this bit should be out, but it's not. That's in the right place. That's in the right place. Ah. I don't know what's happened here. Three, 6, 11, 9. I've wedged this one somehow. Ah, there we go. So that's done there. Now I can do that. Now I can do that. But then that's done that wrong. What the hell? 1, 1, 0, 2, 1. How is that not now locked? 1, 0, 2, 1. What's that done? That's down. This is 3, 6, 11, 9. 3, 6, 11, 9. Ah, that's that done. That's that done, that's that done, that's that done. So then you're meant to have this in that position. And then while that's down, you turn that back. And while that's down, turn that back. And then that one, while that's down, you turn that back. But why won't that one go back? I don't understand this bit. I feel like this bit's kind of broken. Like, why will that one not go back? It should. That will go back. That's back. That's there. It's just this one. It's just this one. I need to scan it again. To get the little page up. Yeah, this one should basically slide, but it's not for some reason. And I don't know why. Oh, maybe I do that and then that. Oh, there we go. Then I can put that down. Now this should go. Yep. And then apparently that should. Now all of those are down. Now I should be able to like take off this. There we go. And now there's another puzzle inside. Cool. But it's locked. And there's a thing saying lock plus power equals unlock. And these are buttons. So these are switches. I need to write down my progress on this one, apparently. Okay. Hey, Press Taylor. Right. So, I can't get whatever that is. So, I need to, I guess, power this. So, I can make it flash at least. Lock plus power. Okay, so when you have a switch pressed down, it moves it to the right. So I need to, I'm guessing, complete this circuit. So you need to press a certain number of these buttons, I guess. But that's quite confusing. Like, look at this. So I need to press a certain number of these buttons in order to complete the traces, but I don't think I can see which ones work. Oh. Okay, there's a guide underneath. So there's this underneath, and I'm going to put this up on the board. Let's put that on the screen so then I can see it a bit better. There we go. So there's a lock and a battery. The battery is at the top. So that's that way. I need This is S1, S2, S3, S4, and that's S5, S6, S7, S8. And it says, if I press it down, so do I just need to press all of them down? Oh no, okay, so lights, there's lights. I see. Just charging it up again. Right. So now if I press that one light should come on. It is not. Ah, I see. Okay, so there's that diagram, and then basically there's a load of switches here. That diagram isn't actually what it looks like, but I can use trial and error so I can see, oh, okay, if I press this, I get the first light on. So that must be S1. So and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that must be S1, because if I flick that switch, then it switches on that light. If I'm holding that one must be S5. So now I know if I hold S5, I should be able to find S2 is that one. Because if I hold S5 and S2, that'll make the second light come on. Now, if I hold S1 and S2, no, I leave S1, S2 off. S3 will be the one if I hold S5 and S6. Oh, so I don't know. I need to know. If I hold S5, and S2, then one of these that one then, that's S2. No, that's S6. So then if S3 would go there. If I hold S5 and S6, just charge it again. If I hold S5 and S6, I should be able to make a thing if I can find S3. So that one's S3. So then if I hold those, then whichever one turns that off, that one should be S7. And then S4, if I hold S5, S6, and S7, which is those three, one of these two should be S4, but maybe I've got to charge it up again. Oh, it just unlocked. I think I did that by mistake. I actually ended up... I accidentally must have pressed... I must have pressed S8 instead, and that unlocked it. So that solved that bit of the puzzle. That was a cool puzzle. That was my favorite one so far. Getting to work out a cool little circuit board. That was good. Right, so now I've got a simple kind of simple box. I can't pull that out. Can't slide that up. Can't do that. So I've got to work out what I can detach and what I can't, I think. Can't do that because I've got to pull this out. Can't do that because of that. Can't move that because of that. I can't move that because of that. Can I like push that in? This is tricky. What's pinch points? Oh, I can pinch it somehow. I don't know. I don't even know if this is meant to be a puzzle. I think it is this bit. That doesn't seem to do anything. So many. None of this seems to do anything. I have to keep checking it. Like, there's instructions bits with little hints because otherwise it's a bit of a pain. Oh, on the tester box, there's a little arrow apparently somewhere. There's a little arrow there. Is this like something I have to do like this? There's a little arrow there. Which makes me think I have to do something. Is there a similar arrow somewhere on here? That I haven't used yet, maybe? Can't see one. Oh yeah, there's an arrow. I don't know if you can see that. There's an arrow inside there. There's an arrow there that corresponds to this one. So if I put that, then that seems to let me open this a bit more, maybe? I don't know. That seems to work a bit, but not as much as you'd think. Oh, but then I can slide this out that way, which then that should mean that this can. If right now I can take this out, which does that mean this now moves? What does that mean? I've got a little box in it. Maybe that's it. And now I've got another little bag of stuff. Maybe that's just that done. That's just that done, I think. Maybe. There's a manual for whatever this is. Oh God, there's like tons of stuff here. I've got a stupid QR code with a manual on it now. Tiny parts, yeah. Is this to cut off something, which seems a bit weird? It says cut off 10 centimeters. Wait a minute, I'll go get some scissors. Oh, I've got a knife actually. Right, I am back. So it says on the instructions to cut off 10 centimeters of this. I doubt it has to be precise. It's about there. Right. So we've got 10 centimeters of wire. Bend the long side of the LED outwards. Twist together the long side of the LED with the wire. Okay. Is that done? Twist together the short side of it with the long wire. Okay. Place the LED on part A with the wire on each side. Okay. Put part B onto part A. Oh, onto like. This is super confusing. There we go. Put part C on top of part B. Okay. Put part D on top of part C. I don't know. It's not really shoving through enough. Okay, there we go. So that's properly on there. There we go. Then I can put part D on. Okay. Insert 2 of part E into the bottom of part B. Okay. Put part F onto the bottom of part A. So many tiny birds. Kind of works, yep. Long wire goes out to the side. 10 centimeter wire goes through the hole. Okay. 10 centimeter wire is not going through the hole right now. I don't know what is going on now. Like, this seems so far detached from what I was doing. That's kind of fine. That's kind of working. Push part G into part F. Make sure the wire goes through the triangular cutout. Yep. Thread the wire through the middle hole. Bend back the wire and cut out any excess. Okay. Check that no wire is sticking out the side here. No. Wrap the long wire around the base of the tester coil. I mean, their version of this is much neater than my one is. I don't know if you can see this. Thread the wire through the second triangular hole. Pull the wire tight. Some like loop in it. There we go. Pull the wire tight. Thread the wire through the outer hole. So it goes up and goes through there. Loop back the wire. So it kind of goes through itself. Thread the wire back into the other hole. Bend the wire back over the bottom. Cut off any extra wire. Okay. Insert the lightning into the top. What's the lightning? Oh, there. Okay. Charge up the tester box. And then, oh wow, it lights up. Look at that. I have one. There you go. I can hold it up a little bit. I made a lightning thing. Well, I mean this. Okay, that should be more like. I need to charge it up, I think, more. It works better with that one. I don't know. I can't get it to work with that one very well. Oh yeah, then it just flashes. Yeah, I can make it flash or I can make it go steady. Wow. I mean, I made a little circuit essentially. Is that it? I think that's it done. I think that's it done. So. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. There we go. That is done. You can watch these all day. Well, I'm done now. Like, that is finished. I did solve the whole thing. I thought I was going to be playing Marathon today, but I've ended up doing this instead. Now, the problem is, I don't know how to put any of this back together. At all. But I'm glad you were here, Polo, for the end. It was meant to take 5 hours. It took me 3 hours and 20 minutes, but I did use the hints a little bit for a couple of them. So I think that's fair enough. Still makes me feel smart. Can I put this back in here? I mean, this won't fit in here, so that's not great. I don't know if I can... I don't know. I don't know how to put any of this back together again. There we go. So that's like how you put that back in. So I can put that in there. I'm going to try and put as much of it back together as I can. Did someone send me the puzzle box? Yeah, my parents got it for me for my birthday. They know I like these kind of things. I think my dad had one and he liked it, so they gave me this one, which is cool. Right, and then I can put this back in here, probably. And this is the top. Which I think... I don't know. That's how that goes in, but then I can slide that back in there properly. And then I can put that there and put that there. So then that holds the lid on. That I think goes like that. And then yeah, then I've got the little... Oh crap, I got this as well. Where did this come from? It's like in a little acrylic disc. I don't even know where I got that from. There's so many bits of this that just like popped out all over the place. Stuff popping out all over the place again. That went in there, I think. Where did this little disc come out of? That was for this one, but I don't know. Oh, it was in there. I remember. This was in here. I don't know how to reset any of this. I don't know if there are instructions on how to reset it. That would be lovely. But I don't know if that's a thing. That just popped that out again. Yep. This was like caught in here. But I don't know how. I don't know. That can go in there for now. That was like stuck in here maybe. And then that can go on top. Right. That's going to be me done for now. I might do some more streaming stuff later. I don't know. But I enjoyed that. That was fun. Thank you very much, everyone who's been watching. And yeah, I will rename this video because this